So, welcome to Delhi current affair discussion. The first topic that you take up today related to India faces age-related discrimination at work. The article discusses how both young and old workers in India face age-related discrimination in the country. Okay. It highlights how such issues might grow as India's population ages because India is at present we have largest number of people in the working age group, but this will grow older in times to come. And if this discrimination relating to age is continued, it will put a big or create a big problem in future. It suggests considering raising the retirement age to utilize the experience of older worker more effectively. Okay, so it is right time discussed to increase the retirement age. Okay, so their experience of the person who retired on attaining this particular age is utilized. Their expertise, their experience can utilize the even population fund projects a sharp rise in the elderly population's growth rate from 35.5% to 41% by 21-32 decade. By 46, the elderly population will surpass children under 15 years. So, as the demographic transition took place, so the number of elderly population will definitely grow. Why? In this decade, particularly when this decade will end by 31, so 31% of the uh, Indian population will be under the elderly group. But is age-related discrimination in Indian workplace prevalence? 40% of the employee experience or witness age-related discrimination. Young versus old workers, 42% of the employee below 30-55 face discrimination compared to 29 those who above 55. Compensation issue, 32% of the employee under 35 feel inadequately compensated than the seniors. Job advertisements, 61% report age or experience criteria in job ads with multinational leading this trend. So especially when the MNC made an entry to India, so they have started using the criteria of experience more, and right now they are utilizing it. Okay, so France faced protest over proposal to raise the pension age from 63 to 64. Okay, India retirement age is 58 to 60 for most workers, and 70 for full-time directors and 75 for non-executive directors. Advanced countries like Iceland, Australia, Spain, and Italy set retirement age at 63 to 67. France faced protest over proposal to raise the pension age from 62 to 64, is being opposed. Singapore recently raised the retirement age from 34 to 33 to 30, 63 to 64. The retirement age from 68 to 69. So they can be re-employed for another 4 to 5 years. What should be done? Raise retirement age Increase the retirement age to benefit from old workers' experience. India current retirement age 55 to 60 years, while countries like Iceland and Australia set it at 67, 66 to 67. Prepare for demographic change. Okay, so prepare demographic changes, plan for an aging population. The United Nations Fund for Population Fund projects the elderly population will surpass children by 2046, necessitating policy adjustment. Questions for practice. Okay, to discuss the potential impact of raising the retirement age in India on the addressing age-related discrimination and leveraging the experience of old worker in the workforce. This can be discussed, so you can start writing on this question. So because we have discussed this entire issue, so how this the potential of the aged population, so the workforce, their participation in the workforce, their experience, expertise, how that can be used in the country's development. So next is impact of misinterpretation of the Special Marriage Act. The article discusses a case where the Madhya Pradesh High Court incorrectly applied Muslim personal law instead of the Special Marriage Act, which allow interfaith couple or many legally marry legally without religious ritual. The court wrongly questioned the validity of the interfaith marriage under Muslim law, even though the Special Marriage Act should have been the only relevant law. What does the special So what the Special Marriage Act say? The Special Marriage Act allow interfaith couple to marry legally without following the religious marriage rituals. This act designed to help couple who come from different religions to marry in secular manner without needing to convert. How did the court misinterpret the law? The relevance of the personal law in Special Marriage Act. The judge questioned the validity of the marriage under Muslim law, which is irrelevant when a couple opts for the Special Marriage Act, designed to supersede personal religious law. Ignoring the Act's purpose, the Special Marriage Act purpose is to enable secular interfaith marriage without the need for religious conversion or compliance with the specific marriage rituals of any religion. The court's focus on personal law contradicts this aim. What could be the impact of this misinterpretation? If this judgment is accepted, it would weaken the purpose of the Special Marriage Act, making it ineffective for interfaith couple who want a secular marriage. It might also slow down efforts towards a uniform civil code, which aims to standardize personal law across all religions in India. This could lead to a more people converting to another religion just to get married, which is not the intention of the Special Marriage Act. Okay, then next is the AUKUS. AUKUS is Australia, uh, UK, and USA. The alliance of Australia, UK, and USA. This article discuss. Okay, okay. The article discuss the AUKUS alliance between USA, UK, and Australia, which aims to enhance military capability against China, particularly by sharing nuclear submarine technology and other advanced technology. It also mentioned India's exclusion from this technology sharing and suggests that France would be an alternative partner for India in developing submarine technology. What is AUKUS? The AUKUS alliance, formed in September 2021, is a partnership between Australia, United Kingdom, and USA. AUKUS, AUKUSA for Australia, UK for United Kingdom, or AUKUS for United States. It focuses on military cooperation, especially in the Indo-Pacific region, to counter Chinese growing influence. The alliance plans to provide Australia with nuclear power submarines that are conventionally armed. What technology are shared under the AUKUS? Nuclear submarine power propulsion. AUKUS facilitated the unprecedented transfer of nuclear submarine propulsion technology to Australia. This is significant as it is the first time that Australia, UK, US has shared such technology outside the UK. So USA has shared this technology only with UK earlier, but right now it has a plan to share it with Australia. Okay, which it has not done ever. So, advanced technology partners will extend into eight high-tech military domain: artificial intelligence, quantum technology, cyber warfare, undersea warfare, hypersonic and counter-hypersonic technology, electronic warfare, innovation and information sharing. For example, the fast tangible AUKUS technology to be utilized is a trilateral algorithms that enhances the sharing of sonobuoy data from P8, the Poseidon aircraft used in submarine tracking, because submarine tracking special aircraft is used for submarine tracking, and this is what the technology will be shared among the country those who have come under the AUKUS. How does AUKUS impact other allies? India's position: although India operates 12 P8 President aircraft similar to those used by AUKUS nation to submarine tracking, it was not offered participation in the nuclear technology sharing aspect of AUKUS. The US has traditionally never shared nuclear submarine technology with India, reserving this for the close allies. We have shared from France and even with Russia. Japan's consideration: Japan, with significant technological expertise, especially in areas covered by AUKUS Pillar 2, debates whether its participation could result in giving and receiving more benefits. Japan evaluates its involvement based on its own capabilities and strategic needs in the region, especially concerning potential confrontation with China. Uh, then each next topic is water resource management in Delhi. The Supreme Court has recently directed the Himachal Pradesh government to release 137 cubic of surplus water to resolve Delhi's drinking water crisis. What argument govern Delhi's water allocation from the Jamuna River? According to the 1994 water sharing agreement, Delhi is allocated 0.076 billion cubic meters of water from the Jamuna between March and June, roughly 435 MGD. The annual allocation for Delhi is 0.724 CBM, regulated by the Upper Jamuna River Board. In 1990, the Supreme Court directed that Delhi should continue to receive water from Haryana through the Jamuna to keep the Wazirabad and the Hyderabad reservoir full. So, because it is required for the safety of the supplying drinking water to the people. So the annual allocation in 1990, the Supreme Court directed that Delhi should continue to receive water from the Haryana through the Jamuna to keep the Wajirabad and the Hyderpur reservoir full. What is the water supply and distribution source of Delhi? Delhi receives water from the Jamuna, Ravi Beach and the Ganga River. The water from the Ganga via the Udaipur Ganga Canal in Uttar Pradesh amounts to 470 cubic. The Delhi Jal Board supplements its river water supply with the groundwater from the tube well and runway wells. Further, the Delhi Jal Board draws water directly from the Jamuna River. Canal like the Carrier Line Canal and the Delhi sub branch from the Haryana supply water from the Jamuna and Ravi Beach rivers, totaling roughly 565 million gallons per day. But because Delhi's recent water shortage crisis, Delhi faces a water shortage crisis due to the Wajirabad water treatment plant functioning below its capacity from May 12 to 13 and again from May 18 to June 1. During this period, the national capital faced extremely high temperature, leading to a sharp increase in the demand for water. The decreased water level at the Wajirabad reservoir were caused by limited rainfall in the Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, and Delhi. This led to shortage of water available from the water treatment plants to extract. There are losses in transit due to seepage and evaporation further impacted water availability. Boost to India's export. India has registered trade deficit with 9 out of the top 10 trading partners in 23-24, except for a trade surplus with the US 36.7 billion. The top 10 trading partners accounts for around 52% of India's total trade, but except USA, all of which other country, India faced a trade deficit. Okay. That means India imported more than it exported. Only with USA, it exported more than it has imported. But with all other, so it has imported more than what it has exported. That is what the trade gap increases. Okay. The trade deficit is often oversimplified. The World Economic Forum advises against solely focusing on trade balances. The deficit have diverse causes. It can result from various causes such as importing more raw materials for production, increased domestic income, or cheaper foreign products. Trade deficit is not only that we export less, but we may be importing more of raw material for processing for our own domestic requirement. Trade deficit are not good because they can stress the currency, but their regions and impact change depending on the economy. More imports would mean higher domestic earning or problems with competitiveness. They can also pressure a country's currency. The reason for trade imbalances differ based on the economy. Trade deficit persists due to the various reasons, including tariff structures and asymmetric tariff rates that may hinder domestic manufacturing. What should be the way forward? India must assess its manufacturing capabilities to identify products that can be effectively produced domestically and traded globally. For example, India's export to USA in electrical machinery and equipment. Okay, there is a need to boost manufacturing efficiency and productivity. Uh, Diversify the export basket, invest in research and development, and improve infrastructure. Targeted support and investment will facilitate India's transition to a high value commodity exporter and enhance its competitiveness in international market. Trade balance is an important indicator but provides only a partial picture of a real scenario. Thus, there is a need to adopt a comprehensive approach that includes understanding trade partners, competitive advantages, boosting manufacturing, and investing in technology and innovation. Okay, so that is what is rising trade deficit is a threat, but also it has its own need why trade became imbalanced. Okay, so next topic concerns the average draft guideline infrastructure financing. The article discusses the Reserve Bank of India's draft provisions for infrastructure lending, which have caused a stir in the infrastructure financing world. It is important to recognize that infrastructure investment have been and will continue to be the main driver for economic growth. This underlines the significance of striking the right balance in regulating infrastructure financing. What are RBI's recent draft guideline? Bank must set aside 5% of the loan value as provisions for infrastructure and commercial real estate projects that are under construction. This is significantly higher than the current rates, which range from 0.4% to 1% depending on the project type. Banks are mandated to classify loan as non-performing if projects exceeds a 6-month delay of completion from the original deadline. What is the rationale behind the introduction of the draft guideline by the RBI? The RBI aims to tighten the prudential framework for project financing to address concerns over non-performing assets due to defaults of infrastructure projects. Furthermore, twin balance sheet problem affect both banks and companies, pose a big challenge to India's bank. Thus, RBI does not want to repeat it. What are the concerns associated with these guidelines? The National Highway Authority of India and the National Highway Builder Federation are concerned about the potential financial burden of the RBI's proposal. Bankers fear that the proposed 5% provisioning rules may raise interest rate and discourage lending. Developers are concerned about funding sustainability, expecting a ripple effect throughout the sector due to increased provisioning requirement during both construction and operational phases of the projects. The blanket 6-month moratorium on all projects is drawing criticism for its extremely stringent stance. This heavy handed approach may hamper infrastructure investment growth. A senior official from a public sector bank disagreed with the necessity of updating provisioning rules, stating that since the government is the primary partner in most projects, a single approach to project financing is not suitable. What should be the way forward? Finance Minister has emphasized the importance of thorough discussion and consideration of all viewpoints before deciding on the draft guidelines. A more tailored approach would be preferable over general tightening of provisioning norms to balance financial health and sustainable growth. The RBI needs to carefully balance protecting the banking system's financial health Okay, finance minister has emphasized the importance of thorough discussion and consideration of all viewpoints before deciding on the draft guidelines. A more tailored approach would be preferable over general tightening of the provisioning norms to balance financial health and sustainable growth. Okay, so RBI need to carefully balance protecting the banking system's financial health with promoting the environment that supports long-term growth in the sector. Then next is the Environmental Performance Index 2024. Recently, Oman ranked second in the Environmental Performance Index 24 among the Gulf Cooperation Council nations and in the Middle East according to the 2024 Environmental Performance Index. Increasing biodiversity sites, the establishment of new natural reserves through the Royal Decree has significantly boosted Oman's environment. Okay, so Environmental Index is a global ranking system that assesses countries' environmental health. The World Economic Forum introduced the Environmental Sustainability Index in 2002 and it is updated every 2 years. Published by the Yalla Center of Environmental Law and Policy in collaboration with the Columbia University Center for International Earth Science Information Network, it prepared the Environmental Performance Index. Significance of the EPI. So identifying top performance drivers, the EPI helps decision makers identify the factors behind high environmental performance. Key factors for sustainability, analyzing the EPI data so that financial resources, good governance, human development and regulatory quality are crucial for enhancing country's sustainability. Promoting sustainable development, by highlighting these connections, the EPI promotes sustainable environment for a more secure and equitable environmental future. India's performance, rank of India in 2024 Environmental Performance Index ranks India 176th out of 180 countries, highlighting serious environmental challenges. Despite slight progress in climate change mitigation, India scored poorly in air quality and sanitation. India's overall ranking is grim but fares slightly better in the climate change index, ranking 133rd in, with only 35 points. So India's rank was okay. So India overall ranking is green but fares slightly better in climate change index, ranking 133rd with 35 points. However, India ranked 5th in air quality in South Asia with 6.8%. Next topic is air of the Arthroserpino initiative. The air of the Anthropocene project uses light painting to visualize air pollution in India, Ethiopia, and UK. This emphasizes severe health risk and ignites global discussion on air quality. About the air quality Anthropocene initiative, the air of this Anthropocene project is an international effort that combines art and science to show air pollution in a visual way using light painting. Artists and researchers work together to create photographic evidence of air pollution by using digital light painting techniques and low-cost air pollution sensors. The painting with light team use low-cost air pollution sensors to measure the PM mass concentration. They use the sensors real-time data to control a moving LED array, which flashes more rapidly at the PM concentration increase. About particulate matter, next so which creates the more pollution. Particulate matter is a mixture of teeny solid particles and liquid droplets floating in the air. It includes things like dust, pollen, soot, smoke and liquid drops. PM10. Okay, so PM10 inhale particles with diameter that are generally 10 micrometers and smaller, and PM2.5 fine inert particles with diameter that are generally 2.5 micrometers and smaller. These particles can be both organic and inorganic from non-living things and come in various size and from different sources. Then next is the Thisma malaya fungus. Scientists have discovered a new plant species called the Thismia malayana. It is a distinctive plant species which steals nutrients from the underground fungi. So about this plant was found in the tropical rainforest of the peninsula of Malaysia. The discovery was made by the botanist from the Forest Research Institute, Malaysia, in collaboration with the local naturalists and stakeholders. Uh, Thismia malayana was identified in two locations. The lowland of the Gungung Ansi Forest Reserve in the Negri Semblian, the hilly deep terracrop forest of the Gungun Benong in the Tenglu Hassanal Wildlife Research Poam. This is a part of the group of plants known as the mycoheterotrophs. Unlike most plants, microheterotrophs do not perform photosynthesis. Instead, they act as parasites, stealing nutrients from fungi and their roots. It takes advantage of the mycorrhizal symbiosis, which is usually mutual beneficial relationship between colonizing fungi and the plant's root system. This plant thrives in low light conditions of dense forest understories. Its flowers are pollinated by fungus, ants, and other small insects. The plant is around 2 centimeters long. It is typically found hidden in leaf litter and growing near tree roots and old torrent logs. So description that this Mia Malayana is a very sensitive to environmental changes. It has been classified as vulnerable according to the IUCN Red List criteria. It limited distribution and the potential threat from trapping due to its proximity to hiking trails is highlighted the need for continued conservation effort. Okay. Then the price stabilization fund, the center is planning to purchase 1 million tons of chana gram under its price stabilization fund at market price or even higher to replenish the buffer stock. Okay. The price stabilization fund is established during the fiscal year 2014-15 under the Department of Agriculture, Cooperation and Farmer Welfare. Subsequently, 2016, the price stabilization fund scheme was transferred to the Department of Consumer Affairs. Regulation: the centrally managed price stabilization fund management committee had the authority to approve proposals for both state government and central agencies. The Small Farmer Agribusiness Consortium oversees the price stabilization fund as a central corpus fund. This is particularly central corpus fund. The small objective, the primary objective is that price stabilization fund to regulate the prices of selected commodities by either distributing or procuring the commodity to maintain price stability within a specified range, because price affect the consumer. To maintain price stability, government at times have to purchase. The fund is typically utilized for interventions aimed at mitigating high or low price of commodity. In case the price is high, it purchase it, so the item is available at a rational rate in the market. The price is low, so it also purchase it to increase the price of the product. Functions: it stabilizes price of key agri-horticultural commodity like onion, potato, and the pulses. The price stabilization fund provides interest-free working capital advances to central agency and the state, union territory government. It support both domestic procurement and import. Interest-free loans under the price stabilization fund scheme cover working capital and related expenses or commodity procurement and distribution by state government, union territory, and the central agencies. Then H5N2 bird flu. Recently, the first known human case of H5N2 bird flu has been reported in Mexico City, involving 59-year-old man who succumbed to his infection. About the H5N2 is one of the subtype of the avian influenza H5N1. Subtype influenza A virus are classified into subtypes according to the protein present on their surface. The subtype include 18 different hemaglutine H and 11 neuromindes including H5N2. Hemaglutine is a glycoprotein found to the surface of influenza virus, while numerosides is an enzyme also found on the surface. It aids in the release of the virus from the host cell. Spread factors. Although the precise cause of widespread H5N2 outbreak are not fully understood, factors such as migratory birds movement and interaction with domestic poultry play a role in this dissemination. Environmental changes. Changes in the environmental conditions like those impacting H5N1 may affect the H5N2 spread by altering bird migration route and behavior. Human transmission. While instances of human contraction of H5N2 are uncommon, the potential for the virus to mutate and enhance its transmissibility among humans while maintaining its severity presents a notable public health concern. Health impact. Infection with avian influenza virus in human can result in mild to severe upper respiratory tract illness and may lead to fatalities. Additionally, cases of conjunctivitis, gastrointestinal symptoms, encephalitis, and the encephalopathy have been documented. Diagnosis. Molecular techniques such as the real-time polymer chain reaction RT-PCR are employed to disease diagnostic. Treatment. Antiviral medication, particularly neuraminidase inhibitors like the ositabimab and the janamivir can shorten the duration of the viral replications, which can to some extent bring this under control. Examine the region behind India's job creation challenge and suggest measures to improve employment generation in the country. How more employment can be generated in India? This is the topic of discussion in this article. Okay, India's world's second most populous country face significant employment challenges. As of December 22, India's unemployment rate stood at 7.9% according to the Center for Monitoring the Indian Economy (CMI). Despite a growing economy, the creation of quality job has not kept pace, leading to widespread joblessness and underemployment. The situation. Okay. Uh, uh, Despite a growing economy, the creation of quality job has not taken place, leading to widespread joblessness and unemployment. This usually is accelerated by structural, economic, and educational and demographic factors. The reason behind India's job creation challenges, structural issues, jobless growth. Despite robust GDP growth, the employment rate has not seen a corresponding increase due to phenomenon of jobless growth. This is largely driven by automation and labor-saving technology, which have reduced the need for human labor in many sectors. For example, India's employment elasticity hover around 0.18 to 0.20 as per the RBI report. Informal sector dominance. A significant portion of Indian workforce is employed in the informal sector which lack job security and benefits. Approximately 80% of Indian workers are engaged in informal employment which contribute to economic instability and poor working conditions. Economic factors. Decline in manufacturing jobs. The manufacturing sector has struggled to create sufficient jobs. For example, despite initiatives like the Make in India, the sector employ only about 30 million people, down from 50 million in 2017 due to low investment in labor intensive industry, because those who are going for industrialization, they are establishing labor replace industry like automation. Emphasis is more on automation. Okay, uh, then agricultural dependence, around 40% of the workforce is still engaged in agriculture, a sector characterized by low productivity and disguised unemployment. This dependence on agriculture limits the potential for job creation in more productive sectors. Educational and skill gap, mismatch between education and industry needs. The Indian education. Okay, so for example, India's skill report pointed out that only 45.9% of the graduate are employed in India. That means so another 55%, around 55 to 54% are unemployed. Then graduates, underemployment, many graduates are forced to take jobs that do not match their qualification due to lack of suitable employment opportunity, leading to widespread underemployment and job dissatisfaction. Demographic pressure, rising workforce every year. Approximately 12 million people enter the workforce. However, the economy has not grown rapidly enough to absorb those new entrants, leading to increased unemployment and underemployment. Gender disparities, women's participation in the labor force remain significantly lower than men's, which constrain the overall employment potential of the country. Measures to improve employment generation, enhancing the manufacturing sector, incentivize labor intensive industry, providing subsidy and tax break to industry like textile and leather, which can generate a large number of jobs, is crucial. This can help create more employment opportunity in manufacturing. Okay. So enhancing the manufacturing sector, incentivize labor-intensive industry, providing subsidy and tax break to industry like textile and leather, which can generate a large number of jobs in is crucial. This can help create more employment opportunity in manufacturing. Boost the MSME, strengthening support for micro, small and medium enterprises through easier access to credit, technology and market can significantly enhance job creation. Education reforms align education with industry needs, updating curricula to include skill-based training and vocational education that align with market demand is essential. This can bridge the skill gap and make graduate more employable because so here. So align education with industry needs, upgrading circular to curricular to include skill-based training and vocational education that align with market demand essential. This can bridge the skill gap and make graduates more employable. Because right now graduates without skill are not finding adequate employment opportunity. So if the graduation is attached to skill, then they can get employment. Strengthening public education and training, investing in public education and vocational training centers to enhance the quality of the workforce is critical for long-term employment growth. Promoting formal employment, encourage formalization, implementing policy that make it easier for informal business to transition to the formal sector can provide benefit like social security and healthcare, improving job quality and stability. Regulatory reforms, simplifying labor law to make it easier for companies to hire and retain employees in the formal sector can boost formal employment. Inclusive growth, increase female labor participation, creating supportive policy for women such as maternity benefit and safe workplace can encourage higher participation. Okay, focus on rural employment. Effective implementation of the program like Manrega can provide employment to rural area, reducing migration to cities and balancing employment opportunity across the region. Conclusion: India's job creation challenges are multifaceted, including uh, involving structural, economic, educational, and demographic factors. Addressing these requires a comprehensive strategy that includes boosting labor-intensive industries, aligning education with market needs, promoting formal employment, and ensuring inclusive growth. By implementing these measures, India can better harness its demographic dividend and ensure sustainable economic development. Then coming to the MCQ with reference to the Environmental Performance Index, consider the following statement. It is released by the United Nations Environment Program. The EPI is found through support of the Merkel McBean Foundation. Okay, uh, so here for only two is correct. Yes. So, which of the following statement is the best describe the practice of Patha? So, Patha, Pratha, Nata Pratha. Nata Pratha is a mass man cannot remarry his wife after divorce unless the wife is married to another man and get divorced from the man, second husband, or after the death of the second husband. That is what is a Muslim issue. Consider the following statement about the price stabilization fund, that PSF. So in 2014-15, the price stabilization fund was established under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. That is, uh, okay, it provides a right. So price stabilization fund. So price stabilization fund was established 2014-15. It's right under the Ministry of Agriculture, Cooperative and Farmers, not Commerce Ministry. One is wrong. It provides for the advancement of interest-free loan to state government and union territories. Okay, small farmers agribusiness consortium maintain the PSF as a central purpose fund. 2 and 3 are correct. So option is, so 2 are correct here. Only 2. That means 2 and 3. 1 is incorrect. So it is an ancient local custom practice in some part of India in which a married man can legitimize an affair with a married woman by formally providing financial support to her. This practice is known as uh, Nata Pratha. Also, the following statement: special category status is granted by the President of India. No. States with receive preferential treatment for in federal assistance on tax break, right? The criteria for granting special status include different difficult terrain, low population density, and non-viable nature of state finance. So here 2 means 2 and 3 are correct. So not 1. SEBI recently formed a committee chaired by the Usha Thorout. This committee is related to uh, revive ownership and economic structure of clearing corporations. The Environmental Performance Index is published by which of the following organization? So it was by the Environmental Performance Index. Okay, so the World Economic Forum provide this, and it published by the LA Center for Environmental Law and Policy in collaboration with. So it is published by the LA Center of Environmental Information. Okay, so Environmental Law and Policy in collaboration with the Columbia University Center for International Art Science Information Center. So here, so none is because it has not been mentioned. Okay, so then consider the following statement: the fungi are primarily photosynthetic organism. Fungi can reproduce both sexually and asexually. Fungi have a cell wall made of chitin. So question number 8. So only 2 are correct. As to the following statement about the particulate material, suspended particulate matter is a mixture of tiny solid particles and liquid droplets floating in air, right? It includes things like dust, pollen, soot, smoke, and liquid drops. So here 1 and 2 are correct. Correct. Consider the following statement about the H5N2 virus. H5N2 is a subtype of the avian influenza virus. Infection with an avian influenza virus in women can result in mild to severe upper respiratory tract illness and may lead to fatality. Here both 1 and 2 are correct. Thank you for watching. Keep watching regular, update yourself on a daily basis.